Can y'all hear me now? Somebody give me a comment and let me know if you can hear me or not. Can y'all hear me now?
Yeah. I don't know what you just did.
Somebody give me a comment and let me know if you can hear me.
Yeah. See, that's the mic you need, bro.
Appreciate that, Spark Plug. And like I was saying, since no one heard me, I'm gonna start over. Um, First of all, go back and hit the like button for me. Everybody hit the like button. Um, I appreciate everybody who came in here today because today is a very special show for me today. Today is the day I get to talk to some guys who I've been knowing for over 20 years. And after 20 years, we're still friends. There's not a lot of people I know for 20 years that I can say I'm still friends with to this day. We went from being acquaintances to friends, and now I look at them as my family because that's what they are. You know, we know each other's family's family. We know what's going on in each other's lives. We talk to each other consistently. We definitely are a family. We know a lot about each other. But one thing we don't know is how the hell did we all up in the same place at the same time? And that place is Norfolk State University. Shout out to the Spartans, man. Shout out to the Spartans, man. So I done put the link up. Come on in, man. Hit the tap that link for me. I see one of my guests here. I'm waiting on two more. And they went to Norfolk State, y'all, so they might be a little slow, but you know, give them a chance, man. Let them breathe, man. Don't be too hard on them. Don't be too hard on them. Spark Plug, hit the link, man. Hit the link. Yeah, one of them is real slow. Won't say which one that is, but one of them is real slow. All right, man. Let's get going with this show. I'm sure they're gonna show up, man. I don't like to be waiting, man. I don't like people wasting my time. He is super slow, y'all. He's extra slow tonight, man. Come on, man. Don't do that. Come on, man. We know you from the South, but don't make him look bad. All right, so before we get to tell our story, I'm gonna start bringing the guest up, and I'm gonna bring them up in the order that I met them, and just give you a couple of seconds on how we clicked or whatever it was that made us link up. So my first guest is somebody that I met playing basketball in Norfolk State because that's what I did. That's all I did. That's all I did. And we got on the basketball court, and of course, in the beginning, we didn't know each other, and we played against each other. But we could see the respect was there, and soon after that, we formed a friendship.
What up? What up?
And ironically, look at his name, Dr. J. Wow, what a coincidence!
Yeah.
What a coincidence!
What's good, family?
Hey, man, you got a couple of slow people that
Oh man, gotta love them, man. You gotta love them.
I mean, you love family, but goddamn, family get on your nerves sometimes,
You
right?
can't pick your family though. You know that. Just love them for who they are.
And that's crazy because I probably never would have picked these niggas to be friends with. But you know, shit happens the way it happens, and
Hmm.
and it is what it is. And even though they're a little slow right now, they a couple of the greatest guys I know. That's real talk, man.
You gotta remember though, man. When we was in school, we ain't had the internet, so this stuff's all new to many of us. Real.
It's something I really want to say about that, but we're not gonna go there. We're gonna let that one go. Let me see them. I'm gonna do this again. All right, man. I'm gonna drop this link again. See if I can help y'all out a little bit. You know what they did, man?
What they do?
They went to the link that I sent them the other day, man, that we talked amongst ourselves, that little private link.
They better come on. I'm gonna have to get another drink.
You and me both, man. They are very slow. They listen to nothing that I told them. Nothing. Nothing.
Here we go.
I did exactly what they wanted to do in this. And this is where we are, man. This is where we are.
It's gonna be a special day, though. I'm sure of that.
But anyway, man, what's been going on with you and the fam, man? How's everybody doing?
Oh man, good man. Just navigating through COVID, chilling. Finishing up some. I ain't going back to school no more. You know how that is. I'm done with that.
You done with
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
We get into that later. We get into
Right.
that later.
Trying to find a way to, cut these chains. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Yeah, no doubt. Need that freedom.
That's right.
Need that freedom. Can't do it no other way. Oh my goodness, man. These guys are hilarious. Well, it's about time. And ironically, the second one to come in is the second one I met. So let's bring him up. And ironically, the second one to come in is the second one I met. So Kelsey, turn your live down in the background, man. Turn your live down in the background. Where did he go to? Just disappeared on me. You cut your live down in the background for me?
Yeah. I had two browsers up, so I didn't know what.
Hey. We ain't doing no excuses tonight, man. You're late. You're on CP time, man. We discussed this. I gave it to y'all live. This is what y'all wanted to do, man. And this what happened. So this is what happens on live TV, not reality TV. This shit is live. So if we fuck up, man, hey, man, we human. But we're going to get these stories told.
That's true. It's true.
We're going to get this funny shit out tonight. We're going
all right.
As much as we know about each other, we're going to learn some new shit tonight. I promise you.
Okay. What's up with Light? He still got technical difficulties?
Light is a technical difficulty.
All right. Because I had to download.
Hey, man, didn't I just tell you no excuses? We ain't trying to hear all that shit. You late. How's the family doing, man? We don't want to hear that.
Man, we good, brother. We good. We good. We good. Yeah. Talk.
West Coast weather being good to you, man?
Yes, sir. It's let's see what the weather. Let me just check the weather. It is 73 degrees. It's supposed to be nice, cool, 54 degrees tonight. Might throw on a sweater. I don't know.
You look like you're the only one with a sweatshirt on.
In Cali, right?
Cold in the house. Air conditioning.
Oh man.
Is that
Crazy.
a t-shirt you got on?
Say it again?
Is that a t-shirt you got on?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I ain't want to wear the hood yet. You know,
Custom made.
I like that.
Yeah, I saw that when you came on.
I like that.
Custom made.
Kind of dope.
Yeah. Shout out to my stylist, Tanya Simone. Like I could afford a fucking stylist. Come on, man. Let's stop playing.
Yeah. So does Light have the new link?
I don't know, man. I tell you what. Try to figure that out with him. Hit him up. And we gonna me and Bill gonna get some shit started, all right?
Okay. I'm gonna hit him up right now.
Dr. J,
Yo, what up?
my man.
Yeah.
Like I said, man, we all know a lot about each other. Simply put, man, how did you end up at Norfolk State?
Man, you know, I had some
Light.
classmates.
Light, your device is not kinetic. Oh, okay. Go ahead, Bill.
I had some classmates from high school that went to Norfolk State.
Light, your device is not kinetic. Oh, okay, go ahead. Light, mute your background, man. Mute your background. Go ahead, Bill. Your device is not kinetic. Okay, go ahead.
I can hear you.
Light, mute your background, man. Mute your background. Mute your mic right now, Light. Mute your mic. You're in timeout right now since you're so fucking late. Mute your fucking mic and shut up.
Yeah, so I had some classmates that went to Norfolk State, but you know, I really didn't take to that. You know, one of our partners, Ray had went to Hampton, and really Hampton was where I wanted to go. You know,
shout out to Ray, man. Shout out to Ray.
Yeah, shout out to Ray Rose,
OG,
man. You know,
OG
so,
Ray.
You know, OG Ray, he went to Hampton, came back to the boys club and was like, yo, I'm in college now. And I was like, okay, you know, I think at the time I might have been 16. He brought a yearbook back, and I was just like, oh man, yeah, I'm going to Virginia. I'm going to Hampton. But you know, I ain't had the grades to get there. You know, real talk. I ain't had none of the grades. But I knew I wanted to go to college, you know. A little bit that was my junior year. So into my senior year, you know, I'd see him again. And he was like, well, look, if you can't get to Hampton, there's a school, you know, across the water. And I didn't know what across the water meant. You know what I'm saying? I had never been south, at least, you know, that far south. And, you know, I told my grandparents, like, yo, I want to go to Norfolk State. I knew I wanted to get to Virginia because he was there. So, you know, I got a chance to, you know, after the season, you know, I did a little bit of research. I realized that they guards was leaving. They had some point guards there. I think this dude named Darren Sanderlin he was graduating. I was like, oh man, I could get into this league. I could play some ball here. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking like, I'm going to go from high school, you know, an average high school player to college, you know, Division II
average
basketball.
high school player, right? Average high school player.
Average high school player. You know what I'm saying? So my grandpa took me on this recruiting trip, and I met the coach, Coach Snowden. As a matter of fact, I'll never forget that. I'm sitting in his office, and Big Mo was there. He took me on a little tour while my grandfather stayed and talked to the coach. So we went for like a 25-minute tour. Saw a couple folks. I ain't really see a whole lot of people. But I got back. The coach was like, yo, we ain't got no scholarships. But in the process of being there, Mo introduced me to, I guess she was like some public relations person. The chick
man,
was so,
R.I.P. Big Mo too, man.
yeah, R.I.P. to Big Mo.
He was
Man, this chick was so fine. She was so fine. I was like, I don't care what's going on. I figured I was going to go to that school and see that woman every day. I was like, I'm going to this school. You know what I'm saying? Long story short, you know, I applied, you know, with a barely graduating grade point average. They accepted me. And August 20th, Eddie J, rest in peace, took me down 13, and I just ended up there.
My guy. That's definitely one way to get there.
Right.
Kel,
What's good, Playboy? Can you hear me?
unmute your mic.
It is unmuted.
Y'all hear? All right. You came from the West Coast, which is not farthest from New York. How the hell did you get across the country?
Man, you can hear me okay?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
They said they can hear you.
So my story to Norfolk State, my journey, I was already in a JUCO at Cal State. I wasn't Cal State, excuse me, Bakersfield College. So I was there running track. And at the time, myself and one of my partners, a guy named Corey Lakey, y'all already know Corey. And me and Corey was
Shout
like,
out to Corey. Shout
out to Lakey, Lake Love, shout out. And so we were talking, we was just like, yo, man, we really need to go to a black college because we watching School Days and Different World. And, I was in love with Whitley, and I was like, yo, man, I need me a Whitley. I was in my LL Cool J, I need love stage, it was like hip hop was about getting in love, I needed my Whitley. I was the Dwayne Wayne, used to have my little Coke bottle glasses flipped up. I was like determined to find my Whitley. So after watching School Days, I really got intrigued about black college. So Corey and I started looking up different black colleges. And, being on the West Coast at the time, they had a Black Student Union building, for the college. And we looking at all these schools. And then I had a friend of mine from high school who happened to be in the Navy. He came to visit me at Bakersfield College. And he said, oh, man, you think about going to a black college? You should go to Norfolk State. I'm like, Norfolk State? Where's Norfolk State? Like, I ain't never heard. He was like, Virginia. Like, Virginia? What's in Virginia? So at that time, he said, yeah, he put me up on game. So so we looked up the thing on the computer. It said the ratio was like 19-1. I was like, yo, I'm applying there. I'm definitely applying there. So long story short, we applied.
When he said, hold on, Kel, when you said ratio, you mean there were 19 females to
19
females
to every one male. And I was like, at that time I was girl crazy. And I was like, yeah, I'm going there, but a lot of the black colleges were basically had more females than they had males.
They all did. Let's be real. They all did. At that point in time, they all did.
So I applied to Norfolk State. No, first I applied for just to get the brochure. And then they sent me this brochure. This one right here. This is what did it. This brochure right here.
Still got the brochure.
I still got the brochure. I opened it up. It'll go Harry B right there. Oh, Harry B. I was like, oh man. You flip the page. Oh man, come on, dude. Don't tell it. That's what college is about, man. They sitting there at the fountain and studying and talking to girls, and everybody kind of booed up. And I was like, yo, that's what I'm looking for. Go to the next page. They showing beautiful Norfolk. Then they showed this shot, which classic.
You fell for the whole set. You fell for everything.
Listen,
everything they were
I'm
selling.
A marketing major. I'm a graphic design marketing major, and yet I fell for the okie doke. They behind the library during the 4 years that I was at Norfolk State. I ain't never seen nobody sitting behind the library studying. With nobody but trash and anything else over there. And I fell for it. But I was in love with Norfolk State at that point. But how I got there, I applied to a few different colleges. I applied to FAMU, Howard, HU, Hampton, which, like Bill, I really kind of wanted to go to Hampton because Hampton had this video and it was just dope. I was like, wow, that's Hampton. I got to go to Hampton. And then North Carolina A&T and I think Johnson C. Smith, something. But Norfolk State was the very first school to accept me. Like I applied, it was like next week, it was like, you're accepted. I mean, I didn't even get a chance. And at the time I went home, my second home, which is Philly. I went back to Philly for, the summers like I always would. And then I got accepted. So I really wasn't planning on going. I was just going to go down to the school to check it out. So I went for orientation, and during that summer, and orientation was so off the hook. I said, Mom, just send my stuff. I'm going to school. I'm going to college out here. And I got on that Greyhound bus and from Philly down to VA, and that was it, man. I was like, yo, I'm cool. I'm going to Norfolk State. I didn't even have all my clothes, didn't have all my gear. I just bought gear. You know, my mom sent my trunk on Greyhound back in the day when you could send your stuff on Greyhound. You do that nowadays, you ain't gonna get your package. Probably won't get that package. But yeah, that's how I got there. And I'll never forget being on the Greyhound bus. And we were coming down. What's that? Is that 85? 9? What is that right there?
13.
No, not 13. Right there.
95,
next to 95.
95.
And the guy said, the guy I was on the bus with, he's, you know, because the whole time I'm looking at the brochure, like, oh man, yeah, I'm going to college. I'm going to college. This is school. And go. He's like, oh yeah, you Norfolk State? Yeah, they got a good band. It's the first thing I heard. They got a good band. So then, and then for me at the time, I'm thinking I'm gonna run track now. But I remember coming up 95, and he said, there it is right there. I looked to the right. There was a school, man. It was like magical. It just opened up. That was the campus, looked just like the brochure. I was like, wow. He came, dropped me off at the bus station. And I remember they said, Norfolk, you know, just stop Norfolk. And I got off, then caught a cab to the campus and enrolled for orientation, got put in we was in the Twin Towers. And, you know, and then I just started meeting cats at that point, man. And it was on. And after that point, I fell in love. They had that little party. And I knew, I was like, yeah, I'm going here. I'm definitely going here. Yeah. So that's how I got to Norfolk State.
Hey man, by the way, Norfolk State band was fire back then. So let it be known.
Yeah.
The band was fire, man. They
was Hot Ice. Hot Ice was fire too.
The dancing chicks, they were definitely fire.
Mm-hmm.
They still
Layman.
Yes, sir.
Layman. My brother from the South. My brother from another mother.
Dirty. I ain't even know nothing about Atlanta until I met Layman. I ain't know about the dirty.
Just to show you, I think all of you guys just listening to your stories, y'all kind of had a plan.
Now, yeah, well, you haven't heard mine yet, so
okay, fair enough.
I promise you, my story is different from everybody's story.
Me, I was literally just doing this by the seat of my pants. I got to my senior year, and I had military on the brain since I was a kid, and I just swore I was going to the military. But this teacher in law enforcement class, he said, "No, you taking your ass to college." What? Me? College? Why not? So I applied to Knoxville, I applied to Prairie View, and I applied to Norfolk State. And I had a kind of a scholarship down to this JUCO down in Florida where my homeboy went. He was gonna get me on and everything.
Homeboy hookup. Toast to the homeboy hookup.
Okay, so y'all don't know this, but I was supposed to have graduated in '89, but I got kept back in the 9th grade. Not because I was dumb or anything. I was just a lazy student. And my girlfriend graduated. She went there her freshman year in '89. She transferred to A&T, but she's like, you can go to Norfolk State. Anybody can get to Norfolk State. I was like, fuck yeah, I'm on that shit.
13th grade.
That shit is sad, but it's fucking true.
It's true.
It's sad, but it's true.
I don't think it's sad. I think it's an opportunity, because I was listening to Andreas say that he left high school with like basically the same grade point average that I had, but he made it through. So it's an opportunity. So anyway,
yeah.
Anyway, I wrote them a letter. I sent that shit off. They sent it back. I was like, God damn, they accepted me. My pastor got me in Knoxville. Knoxville don't exist no more. Knoxville College.
Right.
Prairie View turned me down. And now that I live here in Texas, I hear motherfuckers saying all the time, "You got turned down from Prairie View? You got to be a stupid motherfucker to get turned down from Prairie View." I was like, I got to Norfolk State, much like Kelsey. My mama put me on the Greyhound. I was the child that my mama could just let go, and she knew everything was going to be all right. You can't do that with Eric and Malachi. But I got there. I missed all the fun that Kelsey had. I got there. Norfolk State, say what you want. I didn't have nothing. No financial aid, no fucking housing. Them motherfuckers put me in Scott Hall, got my shit together, and it's best they could, because I still had a financial shortfall. That's what kind of held me back somewhat in my own fucking upness. So don't
shout out to Sky Hall, man.
No. Shout out to the financial aid department, like, what is it called, a deferment. Shout out to the deferment. What you want to put on? I got $50.
I can put something on it. There you go, bro. I can put something on it.
This is how unprepared I was. I got to Norfolk State, and they was talking about financial aid. I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about? Don't you just?" I was oblivious, y'all. My mind, like I said, it was all by the seat of my pants. Had I planned it, had I researched and understood what financial aid was for, I probably would have graduated, but it probably would have been with a 1.5. But who gives a shit? Once you got it, you got it.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? But
nobody's diploma has their GPA written on it.
Thank God.
That's true.
But I got to give Norfolk State credit for giving me an opportunity. And because, like I said, when I got there, y'all, I didn't have no housing. I didn't have no financial aid. They took me in that building and said, "Fill this out, do this. You're gonna stay here." I went to orientation and I left my packet. The first two niggas I met was Mo and Bob from Oakland.
Right.
And they were so cool. They was like, "Hey man," they was calling your name in orientation. We thought you was gonna be some nerd ass nigga like, "Oh, my name is Layman." This shit was crazy, but that's how I got there, man. I mean, I just gave it a shot. I got accepted. To Knoxville College. My pastor got me in. Got that scholarship down in Florida, but I wanted to go away from home, and I did it. That's it.
Yeah. That was up. What's up, man? Yeah. Yo, B, you on mute, B.
I wasn't talking yet. I was just thinking.
Or you're plotting.
Let me see. Me getting in Norfolk State started in the 12th grade, of course. I don't know. School was different for me. I never did any work in school. I never did homework. But all I made in school was A's and B's. So by the time I was a senior, every teacher knew who I was. Everybody knew me. So it got to a point where I guess I ended up in college because I was expected to go college. But the way that I got there was kind of crazy because I didn't want to go. And the first mistake I made was taking the SAT, because I got one of the highest scores anybody at the school had ever got, and they broadcasted shit all over the school. So back then, when you took the SAT, you were allowed to send your SAT scores to, I think it was 4 schools we were given, where your scores will automatically go to these schools.
Mm-hmm.
The schools that I picked was Virginia State, which happened to be the only HBCU. I picked Virginia Tech. I picked the University of North Carolina, which was my dream school because I love basketball. And the last school I chose was Old Dominion, which was 5 miles away from Norfolk State.
Yeah.
So after sending the scores to the schools, I purposely didn't follow up and do the stuff that I needed to do to get into these schools because I didn't want to go.
Wow.
So at some point, I got pulled to the side by my counselor, and he brought up the dates, and I think I didn't seem too enthusiastic when he brought this shit up to me because I really didn't give a shit. So he was like, apply for Norfolk State. They have an open door policy.
Open door.
And
That's right.
basically, like you guys said, what the open door policy meant was that if you graduate high school, we'll let you in here.
I'll let you in.
But
My
the
roommate
thing
got
about
me with a 1.3.
exactly. But the thing about the open door policy is they say we will happily, gladly open our doors and let you in. But to get out of here with a degree is going to be a life-changing fucking experience. You don't go to
Let you
Norfolk.
in, but we're not gonna keep you in.
Oh yeah, they're not going to keep you there at all. But if you want to not waste your time and reach that goal, which the ultimate goal when you're in college is to get that diploma, that degree, that piece of paper. It's not going to be as easy as it was to walk in the door. Hey man, is that your phone?
Not bad.
So yeah.
You're all good, man. But anyway, like I said, they don't. It's hard to get the degree. So he says, fill this out. Norfolk State got an open door policy. I fill it out. I get accepted. The next thing I know, they're having a freshman weekend where incoming freshmen were allowed to come to the school and stay on the campus for a weekend. And when we get there, they put us up in the Twin Towers. They put the guys in one tower and they put the females in the other tower. We arrived on a Friday. That Friday evening, basically all you did was check in and just hang out on campus. Saturday, they took us on tours of the campus and, we got to meet certain people, things like that. But the weekend started Saturday night. Because if y'all remember the sweat box, we had a party in the sweat box.
Yeah.
And it was probably 200 to 300 freshmen there for that weekend. And just think about the sweat box. So we had a party there. We partied all night long. We probably get to the dorm 3, 4 in the morning. 8 o'clock the next morning, we had placement tests.
You're right.
Placement tests are similar to SAT. It's probably a 4-hour long test. It's
Oh my God.
2 hours on math, 2 hours on English.
You're right.
Math always came easy to me, and luckily they did the math test first. Now I get, it was in Eccles Hall, so they got chairs and desks all over Eccles Hall. So I get in and take a seat. I put my head on the desk, man. I'm wore out, like I'm done for, like vision blurry and everything. I'm done. So they give us the math placement test, and like I said, math came easy, so I aced the test. We probably had a 15-minute break, or what seemed like a 15-minute break. Then they gave us the English test, and I hated English. So for the next 2 hours, I put my head on the desk and I took a nap. I did horrible on the English part of the placement test, to the extent that 3 weeks later, I think it was, when I arrived at Norfolk State, I was told I had to take a remedial reading class.
091. 050.
Anybody who knows, remedial reading is basically college freshmen who can't read.
Can't read. Can't read.
So, in college you go to class every other day. So I think this class was on a Tuesday or Thursday. So my first class might have been like on a Thursday. So I get up in class and the teacher asked one of the students to read something. And when that student started reading, I didn't know what the hell was going on. I thought it was a joke. I'm looking around the class. I'm like, this motherfucker can't read. Oh, hell no, I got to get out here. So the teacher goes to somebody else. Same shit. I'm like, oh my goodness. what the hell did I do by not taking that test? You know, at that moment it hit me. You should have took the fucking test. You know, you should have took the placement test instead of going to sleep. Might have been 2 hours better spent being awake.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, and we've all done this, I'm sure. The first thing I do is I'm dropping the class. Remember that? Remember how we getting shit, sign up for shit, and you drop that shit before you get too deep into the semester?
Yeah.
So I go running to my advisor, like, I got to get out this class. Like, I can read. Like, you know, that's all I could say was I can read. That was the only defense I had. The advisor, like, according to this placement test, Mr. Fleming, you can't read too well. I'm like, fuck this. So the advisor explains to me, because of my placement test scores, you have to take this class to graduate. My response was, shit, I'm going to tell my mama. And I swear on everything I love, that was my response. And sure as shit, I went and dropped the class. And starting the next semester, man, I was nervous. I was like, damn, did I fuck up? Am I going to graduate? I'm already thinking now, I'm not going to graduate. I'm going to be here for 4 years. I'm not going to graduate because I ain't take this dumbass class.
Man, that's so funny, because one of the things about Norfolk State, you could never get nothing done unless you called your parents and then get them on the phone or
get the ball rolling, right?
Or to get the ball rolling, because I can't tell you how many times it's like, you know, I'm gonna call my mama. They're like, oh, okay, we'll get this done. I mean, dude, there was parents that would show up to school. I remember parents that would drive from New York coming down, cussing somebody out because their kid wasn't gonna get into school or they didn't get financial aid or whatever. Man, that's crazy.
But anyway, when I first got to Norfolk State, they didn't have a dorm ready for us. Smith Hall was being built. So the first semester, we stayed on Military Highway, directly across the street from Military Circle, at a hotel that was then called McThrift Inn.
Mm-hmm. That's crazy.
We had to catch shuttle buses back
Get
and
the
forth
fuck out of here.
campus all day.
Get the fuck out of here. No way.
On everything I love, my dog. Smith Hall was not finished the first semester. We moved in the second semester on everything.
Smith or Scott?
Sky Hall. No, Smith Hall.
Yeah,
Down by Echo. Smith Hall, not Sky Hall. Down by Echo. Smith. They were building at the time. They didn't finish it till the second semester. It wasn't ready for us to move into the second semester.
Right.
So my first semester was spent off campus.
So yeah, but even when we got there, they had people living there. Even when we got there in 90, they had people living there. Yeah. It was
an upperclassman. So it wasn't for entering. It wasn't supposed to be for entering freshmen.
No. In the spring of 90, that's when they opened up. And freshmen went in. I'm telling you, all of the freshmen that came in, they sent them to fucking McThrift. And then the second semester, if they were still at the school and some of them didn't stay at the school, we got moved into Smith.
Yeah.
And luckily for me, I went to Smith and it was three roommates in a room together. And I got put in a room with two guys that I went to high school with, and I knew both of them.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, shout out to Amp and Tony.
No, this was Amp and Lou.
Oh.
Lou was in the band at Norfolk State. I don't know if y'all really know him.
Yeah.
But we went to high school together. He was a cool cat. He ended up coming back home, being the band director at the high school here.
So you didn't move into Scott till second semester.
In Sky Hall, in my second year, I was there the whole year.
No.
But in
your second year, you was in Sky Hall
for the whole year. My first year, I was in McThrift and Smith. First semester was in McThrift, second was in Smith, and then my second year, I was in Scott the whole year.
That's a great transition right there.
Okay.
And you know, one of the craziest things about Sky Hall in my first semester there, I ended up withdrawing from every class that I had, so I wasn't a student. And I stayed there the whole semester. I ate in the cafeteria the whole semester. I went all over campus. I went to the games the whole semester, and I wasn't in school. Nobody knew that back then. And I was waiting in the day for them to tell me to kick me the hell out. Like,
I remember that.
That's when me
Only
and
thing
Bill.
I remember,
that's when
all
me-
everything I remember is that you was, if you didn't get your refund check, you was hot. You want my refund check?
Hey, and I got one that semester, kid. I
Yeah.
got one. When I withdrew, I got money back, and that's what I lived off. It was a few
Yep.
thousand back then,
Mhm.
That's it's crazy that happened, but
Yeah.
for a whole
I just
semester.
remember, man. I just remember always calling you, and it was like you would just come down the hallway. You was like that one brother.
Oh, the phone in the hallway when you get a phone
phone in the
call.
hallway.
Yeah, everybody got cell phones now. These kids don't
You
understand.
know what I'm saying?
When we were in the dorm, there was one payphone on each hallway. Everybody had to use the phone. If somebody calls you, anybody may answer the phone. If they knew you, they may come get you. They may not come get you.
Yeah.
If they didn't know you, they may scream your name out. They may not. Right.
Yep.
That's what we had to go
It had
to.
a two name call rule. It was like Bernard. He ain't here. Click.
Yep.
And that was it. It could be a parent on the phone, your mama on the phone. Like, he
Hey,
ain't here.
hallway rules, bro. 2 calls, man.
Yep.
2
Mhm.
calls,
But
my
you
G.
think
2 calls.
You think about that shit. You don't know how important that call is, but we talking about it now, but we're not even thinking. We didn't even have a landline in the room.
Nah.
You just adapted to that shit once you got there. This is it.
Yeah,
This is
yeah,
it.
that was your form of communication. Unless your parent was writing you a letter, which my mom would write me a letter probably about once a month. But outside of that, you was cut off.
Kelsey, you said some real shit because I don't know. I'm not around people younger than myself that often, but we was writing letters.
Oh
And
yeah,
I remember Bill used to break my balls all the time. What you doing, bitch ass nigga? You writing candy?
yeah.
Bill used to be on my ass. Write candy, nigga.
Yeah.
But you think about that shit. All that shit is it's a whole nother century ago. Writing letters.
Exactly, man. Exactly. It seems
Yeah.
like
How many niggas had hook up on the calling card number?
Yeah, that was next. I was gonna
Nah,
say,
man, you don't want to talk about that right now. Let's kind of segue into that stuff.
okay.
Yeah, let's segue into that.
we all segued in. We
Look.
went from goddamn if you didn't answer those 2 calls and they hung up on your mom, they started dialing their mom on their calling card.
Yeah.
That's a fact, bro. That's a fact. The numbers went around, bro. The numbers went around.
Yeah, we just passed that joker, boy. Just a man. And if your parents mess around and bought you a calling card and it got stolen, yeah, you was in trouble.
You was late,
Or better yet, they be looking over your shoulder.
bro. That was crazy, man.
Mm-hmm.
We used to sit around and take, when we got a number that worked, we'll sit around and make up numbers, like write the number in the pattern and change one number.
Change one number. Yep.
You'd be surprised how often that shit worked. I couldn't believe it. Like, bro, are you serious?
Yep.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, man. But Bill,
What up?
were you and Kel on the same hallway?
Nah, Kel
Yeah,
was.
you was on my hallway, right?
Yeah.
I was on your hallway.
Bill,
No, Kel, you wasn't on Beast hallway.
Yeah, well,
I was on Beast hallway.
you
No,
were on.
no,
No, that's what I was gonna say. You wasn't. You was on the hallway with Jeep and them, because I used to come down there to get my hair cut. You was across the hall from them.
Yeah, right. You
That's
was
not
too?
I wasn't on that hallway.
Okay.
Bernard was on the far end,
Okay.
facing Corporal.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But didn't you end up down there like second semester?
Say that again.
Second semester freshman year?
No, I stayed in the I stayed in the same room the whole year. The same room that I was in when I wasn't a damn student. That's why I stayed in the second semester when I came back to school.
Oh, word. Yeah, but so how did we all meet though? Like,
yeah.
Well,
That's the crazy part is just like pretty much how did we all connect?
me and Bill met playing basketball.
yeah. But I'll tell you what happened. Like
This
going
is
back,
yeah, go ahead, Bill. Go ahead.
going back to what Kelsey talked about, that orientation. Like me and Kelsey happened to be at the same orientation. It was a July orientation.
Yep.
Wow.
And there was some signature women, young girls that was there. I'll give you one.
Yeah.
Y'all remember Nettie,
Nettie.
who's married to the twin?
Yep. Nettie had
Nettie
that Lakers
yeah,
little jersey thing that she had on. The little
she was from Baltimore. She came in with this Laker outfit, this purple and gold sock, this hairstyle that, and I'm from Wilmington, and Baltimore is only an hour away, but she came in so damn fine. I was just like, oh my God, I'm coming to this school. Like every 5 steps.
I was sold. I went
every 5 steps, the women was just
I'm coming here.
Oh my God, these women are fine. Like, where are they from? And we balled. We played ball that weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was some ballers too out there. Remember, there used to be courts where the football field is.
Yep.
So you figure you had cats from there was a kid named Paris from down south. Paris.
Oh,
this
man.
kid could jump
Give me the
over
ball,
the moon.
man. Just throw it up there. I go get it. I go just put it up there. I go get it.
Paris could jump over the moon. You had cats named you had Mookie and Phil with the big head from Boston.
Yeah.
And then
I
you
heard
had
one of them passed away, man.
Did they?
One of the twins. I heard one of the twins passed away.
Who, Ronnie and Reggie?
No. Dana and his
Yeah.
Oh.
I heard.
Yeah.
I can't confirm that, but
Okay.
But go ahead. Finish your story.
B was out there. I was out there. Kel was there. I mean, we actually happened to be there right at the same time. And I remember, like, by the time we ended up meeting, Cats was like, yo, I remember you had them big calves. Them big ass calves. But that week right there, because I really wasn't even into girls back then, real talk. I was just into basketball. I wasn't trying to talk to no sisters. I mean, I had girlfriends at home, but I wasn't into falling in love. I was trying to go to the pros. So even when we got to school and folks started going to parties, I was like, nah, I'm gonna stay here and work on my grades.
Some things don't change.
Right.
Go to homecoming. Where Bill? He in a hotel room, man. We got to go to a black party. Bill in the hotel room sleep, working on his grades. He was like, yo, I got grad school. I got my doctorate. I'm working on my dissertation.
But look, let me tell you,
still ain't changed.
My grades was so bad in high school. Y'all know, man. Rest in peace to my grandfather. I was trying to prove something to them cats.
Shout out to Berlin, man. Rest in peace, bro.
Yeah.
My grandparents was like, look, we not giving you no money unless you go to Delaware State. And I was like, man, fuck that. I ain't going to Delaware State. So y'all can be in my business. So I just asked my pop, I said, look, man, just give me enough money so I can get to school. I promise you I'll graduate. Pops, he fronted the first semester's money, which at the time, believe it or not, was only $2,309.
Yep.
And room and board at that time was $1,600. So when you look at the cost of, college now, it's like, damn, we got an education, we got our life started for less than $5,000.
And understand that was out of state tuition.
Yes.
Out of state, right?
It was
Yes.
out of state tuition.
So I mean, when Light talks about and Kel talks about, giving that opportunity, like, it might not be a big thing to go to Norfolk State in Virginia, but it was a hell of a thing to go to Norfolk State when you coming from out of state. So I was proud. I was walking around. I was like, yeah, I'm up in Norfolk State. Niggas, some niggas didn't know where it was. But, over time, people was like, oh, yeah, Bill at Norfolk State. Yeah, Bill at Norfolk State. And the buzz got out in the small town. It was like, oh, shit, Norfolk State is happening. And then you think about that was the 90s. The hip hop, that whole corridor, everybody was traveling south. We was like a part of history.
That's true.
So that was a really, really big time.
It was like a great migration of people just coming back home to their roots.
Yeah.
So you guys, and especially Bernard, that's my nigga. He just embraced me from the first moment. Kelsey, I had an alligator mouth with a hummingbird ass, and I was writing checks that my mouth couldn't cash. And we was talking shit in the lobby one day, and Kelsey was like, dude, let me holler at you, man. talking about you hate white people and nigga, I got white brothers and sisters, and I don't know what it was, but Kelsey was just calm, cool, and collected. And me and Bill, I never forget. I never seen somebody in my life that loved basketball like that. It blew me away. It blew me away. I've never seen anybody that passionate about basketball. And I was like, it's just basketball, nigga. I mean, football season.
Okay. That's part of the reason why we kind of all came together, is because one of the other elements about being there in Scott Hall was the debate over sports. I mean, brothers used to be in there arguing. Bobby Hurley, this is that. Oh, this is this. Oh, you know, I mean, like they used to be so passionate about it. I mean, way before, you know, Sports Center and your boy and
all we needed was a good game on in the lobby.
Yeah.
Man.
Yep, that's all you needed.
Lobby,
that's all you had. Brothers who was analysts, breaking it down, talking statistics. You know, oh, this that. He went to this high school and that. I mean, I've never seen so many brothers who I thought should have been sports majors. Honestly, you know, before Stephen A. Smith was, man, there was cats in Scott Hall who could probably argue over him, you know, some of the stats.
Right.
That's what brought a lot of
understood why you ain't play football. I never understood it, because you would get out there on that field, nigga, and niggas was scared to tackle you. You was 185 back then, and I was like, look at this little nigga, man. You know, he bowling this. I was like, look at Bill. And then when you used to get on the court, and I was like, God damn.
Man,
yeah, but them Cavs was intimidating.
Hey,
them
man.
Cavs was intimidating.
Let me tell you, man, coming from the city, man, like basketball saved my life. But I want to talk about how I met everybody. I'm gonna tell you, like B.
Speak on it.
Although we met on the court, one thing about Bernard, man, that dude, he made, and Kelsey too. Those two dudes made like achievement cool, because like Bernard would talk about how smart he was in math. Like that dude could do calculus just like that. I mean, it was phenomenal to watch him look at a problem and just boom, come up with it. Now I used to carry my I don't know if y'all remember, but I carried my calculus book.
Yes, you did.
Every day.
Yeah.
I mean, even if I wasn't in calculus class, I carried the book because I was like, I'm going to pass this class. And I would go to Bernard and be like, yo, man, how you do X, Y, Z? Bernard would write it out. Bernard would, you know, that freshman year, he was like that big brother. And then Kelsey, I will never forget him. You know, we all met in Kelsey's room, and I'm sure we'll talk about that. But Kelsey, we were walking towards the library one day, and we actually went inside. We were watching the band as we were walking by. Kelsey was like, yo, you know what? You're going to graduate out of this building. And I was like, nigga, what you talking about? You're going to graduate out of this building. And he left it alone. And he went one way, I went the other way. And that just stuck with me. It was just like,
Kale the prophet.
Yeah, like you're going to graduate out of this building. So meanwhile, like, you know, and everybody, you know, remember we were deep. We had about 40 people that was in our clique, if you will. Matter of fact, Kelsey had a picture with Dion from Woodbridge and Big Jake and all those cats. We had about 30 or 40 people in our clique. Mm-hmm. But after freshman year,
action.
After that freshman year, man, that 30, 40 went to like 10.
Yeah.
And then our circle even got smaller because then that's when it was like we moved off campus and things like that. But I always say, man, you know, like after even just getting this last degree, I always thank God for the friends he put around me. Because like B said in the beginning, like my friends now, y'all my family. So I'm just like, I know if I go now, I know I got cats that's going to carry my casket because I'm an only child. Right. So that really meant a lot to me to meet cats like y'all, you know, and we, you know, remember we had some funny times. I mean,
Okay, we're gonna speak on a couple of those before we.
We had some funny
gonna speak
moments,
on a
yo.
few of those.
Word.
Yeah,
Yeah, man. So I appreciate both of y'all. I'm giving you cast your roses while y'all living.
Yeah.
You know, B. You know, me and B.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I ended up really knowing a lot of y'all from you mentioned being in my room. And the story of my room, my roommate Carl from Philly, this is my dude, but Carl being there playing what was it, Nintendo? Was that back then? Was it Nintendo?
Techno Bowl.
Yeah, they in there in my room playing like the all hours of the night. And I'm like, yo, Carl, yo, dude, this is my room too, man. I got class in the morning. And every time I came in there, dude, there was more dudes, more cats in there. I mean, just like I came in once, it had to be like 8, 9 people up in my room. And I'm just like, dude, what? And they in there arguing and, you know, just like playing techno ball. Boom. Early, baby. Boom.
Right.
You know? But that's how I ended up learning about everyone from there. And the second place that I learned about everybody, met everybody, was being the hallway barber. So then I was in there cutting everybody's hair and being therapeutic and listening to their problems and find out where they from. And after a while, find out like, oh man, I ain't got no money. Oh, here you go. Here, man, I can't pay for this cut, man. Can I get you back? Yeah, I get you back. I used to have, you guys remember, I used to have the shit list.
The shit list
that was on the back of my door that had listed everybody who owed me money and how much they owed me. And Cass would come and say, oh man, take my name off there, man. Take my name off there. Look, man, pay me. Some of them are still on that list.
Shout out to Bill. Shout out to Bill. Bill convinced me. Fuck that nigga Kelsey. We get that shit cut for free.
Yeah.
Me and Bill never made the shit list.
Yeah.
Bill got tired of that shit. Bill got tired of that shit. Bill got tired of it.
And Bill started getting his haircut from somebody else. He's like, yo, man, I ain't playing with you. I ain't getting my haircut from you no more, man. Because I'll be like, yeah, Bill, I'm gonna get you. Yeah, come. Yeah, I'm gonna get you tomorrow. I'll get you next. I
got a lot of that too, Bill. I got a lot. I'm still waiting for a couple of appointments, my damn self.
Right.
Yeah.
Shout out to Bill.
Yeah. And then what's crazy to think, in terms of even though we knew each other, we kind of didn't really know each other. It wasn't this bond until we decided to move off campus, and I'll never forget, that summer I was like, yo, I'm not gonna be in these dorms no more. And I don't know why. It's like, why did I don't even know. I can't say why I chose Bill. Like, yo, I know. I was like, yo, let's move off campus. Okay, let's move off. I guess you could pick anybody.
That's a good point because
it's like, yeah, I want to move off campus too.
Right. Me and Kelsey never hung out. Never. It's not one time that me and Kel hung out.
No,
we don't know the same. We got like a separate group of friends because really the only one I kicked it with was Bernard. And me and Bernard's kicking it was just going to play ball. Right. You know what I mean? So it is something to say how we all came together because I don't even know what the conversation was, but that summer, me and Kel would talk all the time on a long distance call. That's back when calls was long distance.
Right.
I was like, yo, you sure your dad gonna let you move off? You sure your dad gonna let you move off? Yep. Remember, Berlin, my grandpa went down. I was like telling him, yeah, Kelsey, I got a friend named Kelsey and he's from California. His dad's going to let him move off. So grandpa came down and met Wiggins and got that crib.
Business, right.
But think about this. Even at that time, because we didn't have a conversation with Bernard to say, hey, yo, we all moving off. Bernard happened to be off too. He moved off too. He was
at the same time.
Yeah, at the same time.
Two blocks down the street.
I'm trying to figure out how we even you come with us, It's like,
right.
Well, that came about because where I was staying at. I think we like I said, we all moved off at the same time. I think where I stayed at, I stayed for a year. And then when I came back, it was something about the landlord, man. He was kind of crooked or something. Because I remember when I left, and I don't know why I had this remember. I remember walking from where I was staying to 15, 17, and I took the fucking bed out of the house. So I walked down the street with a mattress.
Wow.
Because I didn't have a fucking bed of my own. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if I leave where I'm at and go here, I don't have a bed.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy. But remember, 1517 used to be the party house.
Oh,
It
no
was.
doubt. No doubt.
It
Who was
a
there?
fire.
Scooter was there. Paul lived there.
T-Bone didn't T-Bone, or did
James was there.
Jermaine
Jermaine?
and Terrence.
Yeah.
Terrence was there.
And James, too.
James, yeah.
James, we got there before James.
No. Did
Yeah,
we?
we got there before James. Terrence was the only one there. It was just you, us three, Kelsey, Bill, and myself. And then Terrence went home. Bernard moved in.
Yeah.
And even
That's why I ended up leaving the way I did. Because when he went, I think it was Bill like, yo, we got a room.
Yeah.
Let's go. Like,
Mm-hmm.
that's how I
don't-
ended up. I bounced on my old landlord. Like, I'm out.
I don't even remember, but
No, and before then it was James. James was before Bernard, right?
Yeah.
James was already there. James was there when I
Okay.
got there. Like,
Yeah.
James was there.
Yeah. But then it was crazy.
It was Bill, Kelsey, and James when I went in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think initially Bill was saying like, oh yeah, my man Bernard. But then we got there and it was Terrence. And we was kind of salty because it was like, yo, we don't even know who this dude is. And Wiggins had said, well, he was already there and
Right.
whatever, and he's coming back. And so we initially thought we was going to get the whole spot. So then it was really awkward that here we are as three friends and we had the oddball out. Like, who is this dude? We don't even know who this other guy is who's going to be our roommate.
Right.
But it worked out pretty good. T was a little initially kind of standoffish, like, man, I don't know about this dude. But after a while, it was cool.
You know, I mean, for lack of better terms, he was the oddball of the clique, to be honest.
He was.
He was all right, dude, but out of there's some puzzles,
and I never hung out with
that you may not fit. You may
Yeah,
not be able
I never hung out with him. I don't even remember seeing him on campus. It was the weirdest thing. Like, I couldn't identify him.
He did his own thing
on campus nowhere. I can't even to this day can't say, oh yeah, I saw him at the student union building.
Yeah,
he
did his own thing, no doubt.
I don't even remember him leaving the house with books.
Me neither. That's what I'm saying. I don't remember him going to school. I really, really don't. It was crazy. Like, oh yeah, I mean, I know he went to school, went to class, but he was one of them people where he had transitioned. Like, I just go to Norfolk State for class and I go home. Where there was those people who, after their first year, they weren't social no more. They moved off campus and you never really saw them again unless, it's like, oh yeah, man, I live over here, but I'm still in school. And then you just had the people who, like us, that we were still connected to the school. So we was going to the games and we was still going to the parties and we doing all this all the way up to our junior, senior years. We were still connected. It wasn't probably until a senior year that, you really start like, I ain't going on campus no more. I mean, I'm going to campus just for class, but I ain't trying to hang out.
You know what cut out a lot of hanging out on campus for me was the pool table. Remember the pool table that I bought and put in 15 seconds?
And put it in
we could barely walk around. We turned into our own student union. Bill, how many fucking classes did we miss?
I walked up in there and Bernard had a pool table. I said, what the hell is going on here?
Yo,
Man,
that was funny.
That was
bought
crazy.
a whole pool table and put it in
The whole pool table up in
pool
there.
table was so big on one side, it wasn't even enough room to shoot because the stick was too big.
Right.
Dude, and yeah, almost like you could almost not open the door all the way because you was going.
Yeah, you couldn't open the door all the way. Yeah.
Put a
And
pool
Bill, how many times just in between classes we passed each other going, different classes because our major was different, and that shit turned into let's go play pool in the house.
Right. That's right. That's what took me 5 years to get out. That damn pool table.
Yep.
Yo, but it's funny when you talk about that pool table. Kel was too through. Like when we put that pool table in,
Oh
I
man,
think that was the beginning of the end.
I was like, look, man. I mean, the pool table, but you know, like I told you, what really got it was that damn ice cream.
Hey, that is by far one of my favorite moments at Norfolk State,
Listen,
bro.
let me
All
retell
of these memories I have from Norfolk, that's top one,
man.
bro.
All I remember,
Top one.
I
You
was
hear me?
working out. I was like, putting it up, like lock it, dog, lock it over there. And all I could think about, like, it was a hot day, and I was coming home with some ice cream.
What flavor was it? What flavor was it?
I think it was like prayer lines and cream or whatever.
Strawberry. It was strawberry.
Strawberry. Okay, it was strawberry. And all I knew, I was coming home to it. Man, I went there, went to the refrigerator, freezer, grabbed the ice cream, and the whole thing just went up like this, like what the? I mean, it was a brand new container. The whole thing just went up like this. I opened it, and there's a sign says, "Ha ha ha! You drank my milk." I was like, what the? I was pissed. I was like, God damn! And it was Lightfoot. Lightfoot put it, "Ha ha ha! You drank my milk." And I was like, I ain't drink the milk. Don't drink your milk. I was so mad.
Oh boy!
Just put him up to it.
Oh,
That shit was classic.
Yes.
That part.
That shit was classic.
Yeah.
You hear me? That shit was classic, bro.
Yes.
After that same day, I said, man, let me go find me an apartment.
No, I don't think that was it. I think, another one, and I don't know if B was there, but the other one that needs to be told was the fish dinner.
I don't know if I know about the fish dinner.
No, man.
So let me tell you about this.
He wasn't there then. He wasn't one of our roommates then. So that was early on. But
was it?
Yeah. But I
was some shit. Let's go.
I would cook for the house. I always was cooking because one of the things I enjoyed doing was that, and why a lot of people liked our crib, because it felt like home. Because we always did stuff together. We would cook dinner together, and we had the crib. It was kind of decorated nice, and we had the jazz music, the Sade playing on Sunday. People would come in here like, oh, we used to joke, say the girls just come in just like, oh.
Taking the clothes off.
Take clothes out. We used to have just a little basket at the door. Oh yeah, just leave them right at the door. Leave the drawers at the door. And but then I would cook. And then so usually on Sundays and Saturdays, and I had that one big pan. I would cook everything in that one big pan. So I cooked, and because Bill wasn't there, I purposely did not, eat a lot. I was like, let me make sure, feed everybody, and then I'm gonna come and get some more after Bill gets his meal, and I'll have some more. So I went upstairs. Bill came in, and he made himself his plate. Now, mind you, I didn't really eat a lot. So Bill came, and Bill just like took all the rice, it was like a stir fry. Bill put all the rice and everything in there. And I was like, yo, I didn't eat yet. Bill was like, oh, well, old selfish Bill, man. Single child Bill, well, you should have got some. Now, mind you, I cooked. So I'm like, the audacity of him to tell me, wait a minute, I cooked for you, and I'm feeling like a straight bitch at that point. I'm like, and you ain't gonna even let me, you ain't gonna share what I, and Bill like, nope. And Bill put his plate down, and went into the refrigerator to get some juice or something. So I was like, I went over there and I just started scraping some of his food onto my plate. Bill closed the refrigerator. He saw me doing that. Bill came and just scooped all that rice off my plate and probably left maybe 1 or 2 grains.
One kernel of rice. I was sitting right there. And the nigga with the big ass hands swiped every goddamn kernel of rice.
Of stir-fried rice.
He left 1 kernel.
And dude, I was so mad. I was like, I ain't never cooking for y'all niggas again. I'm done. And Bill was like, Bill ain't care. Bill like, you ain't gotta cook for me. I cook for myself. I'm like,
you had to be there to see this.
Light was like,
this nigga scooped up. It was a whole plate of rice.
Light was like, yo, man, you can cook for me, man. You cook for me. I'm forget Bill, but you can cook. You can still cook for me.
Yeah, you remember Light used to be he was like the ramen noodle dude.
Yeah, master.
Really cook. And the irony is that Light's mom could cook really well. So I'm sure he ain't have to.
Shout out, mom.
Shout out to Juanita. Yeah.
Shout out to Mama Lightfoot, man. Mama Lightfoot.
Rest in peace, man.
Man, that was the whatever. In terms of soul food, I didn't know soul food till Mama Lightfoot.
Right, man.
That was she taught me so many lessons.
Well, you get started.
Hey, let me tell you a funny cooking.
I'm grateful each one of you guys. Y'all came to Atlanta. Y'all had a chance to stay at my mom's house. That's what part of the bond is for me, is that my mama met you, and she loved each and every one of you guys. So
yeah.
Hey, let me stop you right there for 1 second, because I want to go right where you going about that weekend that we was all in when we met moms. I got a funny cooking story. When I moved into Smith, of course, we weren't supposed to have anything to cook in with. My grandma gave me an electric fry pan. When she sent me back to school one weekend, I came home and she sent my ass back and she made me take it with her. The first weekend that I had that pan on a Saturday morning, I got up and I cooked sausage, bacon, eggs. I don't remember what it was, man. I cooked food like I was running a buffet restaurant. Not thinking in my head, the smell of the food is going to go throughout the whole dorm.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you know, staying in the dorm, and when it comes to eating, like, you know, pretty much if the cafeteria ain't open, if you ain't got no money, it may not go that well with you. Why? For some reason, bro, everybody in that fucking dorm was running around from room to room trying to find out who was cooking. Like the whole fucking dorm. Like it was people that wanted to buy food from me. It was like, it was crazy. And the only thing I'm thinking is, y'all motherfuckers gonna get me kicked out of school because I ain't supposed to have this shit. I'm not supposed to have it. I just want to eat good, when the cafeteria ain't open. Y'all motherfuckers gonna get me kicked out. That's the only thing I could think is, damn, this a bit fuck. I just got to school. Just got in the dorm. Second semester, like, ain't even been here a whole year yet. Y'all gonna get me kicked out over some fucking scrambled eggs and bacon. Like, come on, man. Like, chill out.
But just think about how, like, naive we were and how conforming we were. Because if you look at kids right now, if you were in school right now, you would have found a way to make money off of that. You'd have been like, man, fuck that. I'm keep cooking. Yo, what y'all want is $5 a plate.
Right.
Like kids now are so much more innovative. They are really about that hustle. Like I came down to college as naive and as green as you can be. And it was meeting.
Excuse me, I want to cut you off. You had, I don't want to say naive. I think you had a childhood and you had a sense of innocence. These kids, they come to school and they don't have that. And kudos to our parents, because we still had some innocence at 18 and 19 years old. We were still allowed to be to make mistakes. These kids in this society, they don't have that. Once they make a mistake, you touch a girl the wrong way, you cough the wrong way, it's out there forever, bro.
Yeah,
it's out there forever. So just to put it in context, we were still innocent even at that age, and that's rare. We're the last generation to have that, and that's what made
the last generation that doesn't really have a digital record.
That's what made our collegiate experience that much more enjoyable. We had room to fail and make mistakes, and nobody mushed it in our face like, look how big of a fuck up you are.
But check it out. remember the era that we were in. Like mass incarceration was just starting. We didn't even realize the impact that it was having on us, because there were people that got locked up for the mistakes they made, and now, you know, unfortunately, they either are experiencing hardship now as a result of it. You know what I'm saying? Because me and Kelsey were just talking. Like we went through an issue. You know, when we were remember when our house got robbed and we kind of, you know, took matters into our own hands. Like if we look back on that situation,
I remember that. I remember that.
I ain't gonna put it out there on the digital world right now because we don't even want to talk about that.
That's a
but you know, had things looked a little bit differently, we might not have been in these four squares right now. You know, because mass incarceration was happening. So that's how blessed we were.
Exactly. I thought about that, you know, on Kelsey's 50th birthday, they were asking me, somebody blurted out, come on, Light, you know where the bodies are buried. Yeah, I do. And you know what? I'm taking that shit to the grave. I never snitch on my nigga.
Thank you.
There you go.
Thank you. Snitches get stitches.
No, it's just, it's not even that. It
ain't none of your fucking business. If you know, you know. If you don't know, it ain't meant for you to know.
Yeah, then it wasn't for you.
You know, thank you, Bernard. It's like this hand. If you wasn't there, why the fuck am I talking to you about this?
Exactly.
Me and Kelsey did shit. You know, you niggas know. You know, I said I'll tell one story if they ask me to tell it again. Me and Kelsey was at the fucking Sharon Showcase in Atlanta, and the whole club going side to side. Kelsey was like, "Nigga, what the fuck wrong with these niggas out here?" Like, my nigga Kelsey came down to Atlanta, nigga. We kicked it.
Woo, man.
We kicked it. And Kelsey, anytime he came to Atlanta after he graduated, hey nigga, I'm staying over your house. Cool, come on.
Right.
Bernard came down. Hey nigga, your mama cooking? Yeah, nigga, you know she cooking.
Oh yeah, she know. Yeah, she cooking. Yeah, all right, I'll be there.
Bro, I was so happy when my brother first moved to Atlanta, and I kept telling him, "Nigga, I'm coming." He ain't believing it. Every 2 months, I was driving to Atlanta by myself, bro, getting it.
Yeah,
waiting to get down there. Waiting. When I got down that car, it was all I won't wait for my brother to take me nowhere, to show me where nothing was at. I'll call Light, we'll hook up, bro. Him, and his brother hung out. Hey, bro, we kicked it on Campbellton, my bro, like on some real shit. Like I done been there before. You hear me?
Yes, sir.
My only regret was that we couldn't get Bill down there just to absorb it, because.
Well, now Bill came down for Freaknik. He came down.
That's why I paused like a moment ago, bro. That's why I paused like a moment ago.
Because,
but yeah, the infamous Freaknik weekend.
It was just like y'all got to see Atlanta, real Atlanta, before Hollywood Atlanta, and and you can honestly say when somebody come up to you, oh, this, that, and the third by Atlanta. No, nigga, I saw Southern Playalistic. I don't know what that shit y'all got now. I don't know what that shit is.
Real shit, bro.
And you know, kudos to you gentlemen for because you know I didn't graduate. You niggas could have been like, well, that nigga like he didn't graduate, but there was a bond there, and don't forget this. You know, we love each other like brothers, but you could have easily been like, that nigga didn't graduate, because I hear stories like that all the time from other niggas that went to other schools, and you can't. There's no words to express the love I feel for my brothers. You know, like Bill said, I'm not an only child, but I know I can get somebody to scatter my ashes right in front of Scott Hall. Because I want to be cremated. Let it be known. Cremate me. Just a little dab of ashes right in front of Scott Hall. But I know I got my brothers that's gonna be there. I don't have this type of love from my high school, but when they see the brothers that I hooked up with, I got a marketing director, I got a fucking doctor, I got a fucking official, a guy who could be the head of officials for an athletic conference.
Right.
Should a doctor get on, he could be the head of officiating.
We're working on that.
You know, I got a man that can be the chief of marketing and design, possibly for an athletic conference.
Speak it light.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
I got homies, and guess what? I'm bringing up the rear because I'm gonna finish this shit by 2024.
That's
So,
what's up.
You gonna finish that
but you
shit,
know
bro.
what?
We
My
ain't
brothers
even
never
doubting that.
turned their back on me.
We ain't
They
even
never
doubting that,
turned their
bro.
back on me. They always included me in shit that was going on. Hey, nigga, you coming to homecoming? Never, not once. That's the type of men that the parents raised them to be. You know, we in it together. So you can't. It's a bond that's stronger than steel. That's why when people was asking me, tell us. You know where the bodies are buried? Yeah, I do. But guess what? You'll never find out.
But you know, it's like you know, I always look at this as a team. Like, and you know, I think it's in my arrogance or maybe my confidence. It's like the party don't start till my crew get there. Like when I'm on the court, if I got B on my side, I don't care who the other three people are. Me and B gonna win.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We're gonna win. And you know, moving
We're
into
gonna
any other
Bust
arena,
your ass doing it too. We're gonna bust your ass doing it too.
right? Moving into any other arena, it's like my crew is the tightest. You know, we the tightest. You know, I got the best. You know, Kelsey by far is the best graphic designer that's out there. I've told people, I'm like, this dude is talented beyond talent. And to think that he, you know, not really my ignorance, not knowing what he did, he used to come into the house with crowns and stuff. I'm like, yo,
Dude, you know what? Where is it? Oh man, I don't even think I got it here, man. I wanted to. One of the things I still got is that little cutout that y'all had and put on my door. Starving artist Newman. You know what? It was a little like some Somalian child sitting on the desert floor, just all starving. You know, sitting, and y'all put it Chelsea Newman. Starving child, the starving artist.
Starving artist.
Got that to this day, man. I need to frame it and just keep it. That was my motivation. It's like, okay, niggas. Oh, what's your homework? Oh, finger painting. Oh, yes. You colored the dots. Oh, you be killing me. Oh, let me see your picture. He'd be like, Bill used to say, do something like this. Oh man, it used to drive me nuts. He'd be like, oh, what's your homework? Oh, is this your? Oh, that's an A. Very good, Kelsey. That's an A.
right?
A plus, Kelsey. Good job.
Yeah, for sure. I'm sitting here doing Calc 2, and you sitting there drawing pictures. I'm like, this ain't even adding up. All right.
Yeah.
But man, it was a special time, man. Goodness, it was just such a special time. But what I will say, you know, I think my prayer now is I want God to bless me with another 48 years because it gets fun now. Like now's the fun part.
Yeah.
Now's the part where we can make this money and start balling and leave some money for our kids. You know, like shout out to B. B about to be 50 years old in a couple weeks. I'm gonna make a point to getting down there to check him out. We're gonna kick it. Yeah, for sure. So
dang, man. Yeah. So how many we got? 20 or 30? 25, 30? Man, I can't lose count.
it's been 31 years, man. We started in 90. It's been 31
years.
31.
31 years of friendship, man.
Yeah.
You know, it's like it's crazy to say, because you know, I have brothers, but I know you guys better than I know my own family, you know, my own brothers. You know, I've lived with you guys longer than I have with, you know, my own brothers. You know, my brothers are only, you know, 1 to 18, you know, type of thing, you know, and my adopted brothers, you know, just after 18, I left the house, y'all became my brothers.
Right.
And I've come to know you guys more and have spent more time with you guys intimately in knowing personalities and other things than I do with my own family, my own blood.
I
But-
can't say, man. One thing we've done over the years is support people. Support each other, right? You know what I'm saying? Like Kel, we went to Buffalo when Bill got married. Buffalo. I'd never been to
Right.
Buffalo. It's a funny trip about Buffalo. When I went to Buffalo, at some point we was driving up through the mountains trying to get to where we had to go to, and we pulled over at this fucking little ass store in the middle of nowhere. And I walked in the store, and I swear on my life, it was all white people in the store. And when we walked in the store, you know that scene in the movie where the black person walk in, but it's the KKK, and everybody stop and look at them.
Yeah.
We walked in the store, the whole fucking store stopped and looked at us like, two of them have escaped.
Yeah. What they doing here?
I was so anxious to get the fuck out that goddamn store and get back on that road and climb that mountain to get the Bill wedding. I didn't know what to do.
Man, I don't even remember which way. Like it was like
I'll never forget that shit.
Through Pennsylvania, trying to take shortcuts.
Yeah, I think you went up through Pennsylvania, Route 79, and then you cut across.
Right.
Up there by Des Moines part of town, Erie.
Yeah.
But to get back to the point, like, man, we've supported each other over the years. Like I said, we went to his wedding. All of y'all came down to support me. When Light's mom passed, we all supported. When Bill's pops passed, we all supported. Man, like
Right.
it's continuous. The one thing is that it's continuous. The shit doesn't fall off. We can go months without talking to each other, and when we talk to each other, it's like the last time was 15 minutes ago.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's definitely something that I'm thankful for when it comes to y'all fellas.
Yeah, for sure, man. For sure.
Yeah. This hangs in my office, fellas. That hangs in my office right there, man. Because that's what it's always been about, brother.
That's dope.
That bond and that friendship.
That is dope.
We've been doing this thing for a long time, man.
Yes, man.
That shit is old. I'm surprised that shit hadn't faded out yet. Old is that fucking?
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, real shit, man. That's dope, though.
That is dope. We can't hear you, like.
Where was that picture taken?
In Virginia, and when I moved to Springfield, and I was doing that was when I first doing the first like Norfolk State like barbecue, things where we get old school get-togethers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good stuff, fellas.
That's dope. Yeah, I mean, we still got a whole lot to talk about, though. I mean,
I know it's crazy. We're gonna have to do a part 2 this week, man.
Speak on it. Y'all want to do it now? Y'all tell me how y'all want to do it.
Yeah, let's kind of,
Speak on it, Bill.
I think
Floor is yours, Doc.
we need to kind of talk about our episodes in the house. Like we ain't talked about the car. We ain't talked about crashing into the cops.
15, 17, man. Let's talk about it, man. Let's talk about it.
I mean, well, I want to talk about Light, man.
Hold on. Before we go, let's make it known. For anybody from Norfolk State who may see this, we are talking about 1517 Virginia Beach Boulevard, directly across the street from Booker T. Washington High School.
Yeah.
Right? All right.
Yeah.
That was the spot back then. That was where when we all got off campus and hooked up. That was that was the homeland. That was it right there.
I still don't know how I got there.
It was all a dream.
Yo, but I think we need, when we talk about 1517, the first person we need to talk about is Light, because Light made that shit home. And let me just say this for the wives. We ain't trying to disrespect no wives, but we just want to kind of briefly touch on our past.
This was before y'all, so don't take it personal.
Yeah, Light went over to 1517 and recognized that it was some sophomores, juniors, seniors across the street. That nigga went right across the street. He said, when I ain't on campus, I'm gonna go over here to this Booker T and get me somebody from Booker T. But
now, mind you, he wasn't no R. Kelly.
He wasn't, right, let's say that. He wasn't R. Kelly.
Now, mind you, we 18.
Yeah, we only 18.
So it was like,
surviving life, bro.
35-year-old man going over to the high school.
Yeah. Let's put that in context.
Like, we was only a year removed from that shit. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
right.
a year or two removed. So that's
Yeah,
not.
because remember, you was too old. It was this time period where you felt you were too old to still go to the high school, but yet you were still too young to go to the club. So it was like this period, like, well, what am I supposed to do? And I'm in college. You know, I'm supposed to be in college, but I can't go do nothing. I'm not 21. I can't go to the clubs and nothing.
Well, hold up. You were 21, weren't you? Or you were 19?
You were 19. He's a year older than I am.
I was.
He had to be 19.
Yeah.
Probably been 19 or 20.
Because I was 18 when I got to Norfolk State.
When I got to Norfolk State, I was 17.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You were the baby of the bunch.
Yeah. So Light, he was like the best of both worlds. I mean, Light had a married babe. You know what I'm saying? He had one of them devils from over there in Booker T.
He said one of them devils.
That used to be the hot box.
The hot box.
And Light had the hottest room too. Like his room was like hell.
No.
The temperature was probably like 106.
Go ahead, take that shit off and relax. Get comfortable.
Oh my
Hey,
goodness.
man. Looking back on it,
You know,
he spoke nothing but facts. Because
Oh my goodness.
but it suited me because I hate being cold.
But I'm gonna tell you, you know what I will say. Light, he had like a Southern confidence about himself. He was the first one that started calling me by my real name. He was like, "I'm gonna call you William," and I was like, "Man, fuck that. Call me Bill." But that shit carried. Like I like that.
Yeah, you know, because any of the women was like, William. I was like, that name is Bill. That's Bill. William, is William here? William, Bill.
Yep. Oh man.
Yeah.
It was.
It's funny too, talking about, and I'll laugh about this. It's funny, you know. Remember the broken lock we had the front door, and we was joking and say they be trying to run down the hall, down the thing. Hey, I gotta get out of here. You ain't going nowhere. I can't get out. You ain't going nowhere.
Yo,
Where you think you're going?
right. Hey, like you remember when like Kelsey was in his bag, he was trying to be all mature.
Oh,
He didn't want us messing with him, right? Remember when we took his remote control?
And we're changing the channel from outside the window. I remember that shit.
Me and Light was
that shit.
we was on the roof. Kelsey was like, "What the fuck?"
I was down there when y'all was doing that shit. That's how I remember. I was there.
right.
I was
Oh,
there.
Yes.
and I didn't know what was going on. I'm sitting up here. I turned the TV on. All of a sudden, the channel would change or to turn off. I turn it back on again, and the channel changes. I was like, "What the hell is going on?"
Yo, I think the best thing was when me and like we went out the window and got on the roof and clicked the
I
channel.
remember that shit, bro. That's how I remember it. I remember
Yo,
that shit.
Man, when I tell you,
Right
I
over
was
top of the porch, the little shade, the
I
little
was
roof
so
over
tired
top
of
of
y'all
the porch.
niggas. I was like, "Yo, man, y'all young, y'all immature. I'm tired of dealing with y'all niggas." Yo, but nothing beats the time that Terrence had his girl who came through, and then I was blowing up, you know, long distance wise, blowing up her friend who she was bringing a friend. She got over to the house, and all of a sudden, Light came in with that Southern playlist. He's like, "Oh, what's up, son?" And it was just like switch. and then so I was like, well, I guess I'm not fun. So I just left. But then I come back and I was like, oh yeah, you know, Bill's like, oh yeah, like with old girl, he up in the room. I was like, word? I'm like, oh man, I'm actually really jealous, but I'm like, oh well, she was a trick anyway. You know, I don't like her. You know, I get up in the room, I go look, and I used to have. I'm talking about this. I used to have this glass with a condom in it that was.
I'm so ashamed.
Symbolic meaning. Lightfoot took my condom, my symbolic meaning condom. He might as well took the ashes from a relative or something and just used it. And he used my condom. I was like, if that wasn't insult to injury, I was like, dude, how you going? I was so mad at like,
Yeah.
It was something that at the time I didn't think about, but Kelsey brought it home. Like, not only did you steal my condom and use it on the chick, I heard you
Use it
in
on
the
the
next room.
I'm right next door to the room. All I'm hearing is I'm like with the pillow in my head, like, I was so mad. I was just hot. I was like, oh man,
That was another straw, Bill. That was another straw.
That was like another straw,
I gotta
like,
get out of here. Why kill these niggas?
I gotta go. Yeah, that was too long. And I didn't
The
care.
TV and the condom. It was in the heat of the moment. I didn't feel anything, but as time went on, I was like, damn, I did some ignorant shit.
And and a part of it was this, because you guys, at that time, remember, I stopped drinking. I wasn't drinking. When y'all started doing Tasty Tuesdays, at the Wednesday,
Wasted Wednesday, Thirsty Thursday, Fucked Up Friday.
Champs.
Yep. Yeah. So I wouldn't, at that point, I was like, well, y'all go ahead and drink. I'm cool. I'm drinking a Coke, whatever. And Terrence, Terrence was always drinking. So, they came through to the crib and they was like, let's get some drinks. And Light was like, okay, let's get some drinks. And I was like, I felt like Square Peg, because I'm like SpongeBob Square Peg. I don't drink, And then she was like, oh, what, you drink? And just started Light like, oh, and Light just came in there doing his, You remember every time we would bring a girl to the house, here come Lightfoot tap dancing, coming down I hate it. Like, yo, man, take your butt back up to the room, man. Don't be coming over here tap dancing, taking our hoes.
Right.
Down the step, tap dancing.
Yeah, man.
Just showing out. They're like, oh, Layman's so funny. No, he ain't. No, he ain't.
Right.
Oh shit. That nigga Kelsey told me, he said, nigga, all I heard was
But that was the first time. That was the first time. The second time was we did a road trip to Grambling. And Light went to go.
Be careful. Stay inside the lines.
Okay, you're right. Let me. But that was this one. We got to talk about that one off camera, because that was because Sean was like, what is he doing, man? Remember, Sean was sitting there like we couldn't sleep. We just got in. It's like 2:00 in the morning. Me and Sean trying to sleep, and Sean is like, yo, man. He's like, yo, man. He's like, I know you're not asleep. I know you're not asleep. Sean's like, yeah, I'm not asleep. I hear him. he's like, come on, man. He's like, Light's not that long. Come on, man. Light's not that long. He's like, come on, man. Light's not that long. Come on now.
Man, those some good times, man.
Yeah.
Truth be told, that was probably one of the best times, because Kelsey was always, he wasn't a reserved person, but just to get him out of the house, that road trip was funny as fuck.
Yeah. We had snow. It had snowed. Remember we had just made it back to Atlanta. I mean, that snow came down. They closed the roads. We were taking back roads to the country of Mississippi, and I mean, it was crazy. I was like, yo, man, I don't even know if we, that could have been one of them, like, oh yeah, three black
Mississippi burning.
Yep, Mississippi burning all over again.
Who'd you
Lil,
go with?
speak on this. It was 80 degrees the day before that snowstorm hit. It was 80 degrees. And
Who went down there with y'all? You, Sean, and like?
Yep.
and I don't know. I think we tried to get you to come, and you was like, "No, I got shit to do."
Yep.
Yeah.
You did, Bill.
I believe
But
it.
kudos to you. Kudos to you for sticking to your guns. But all I say is this:
It was
my
all right.
girlfriends.
You know what?
Girlfriend got girlfriends, man. Hey,
Road trips, man. Road trips.
Lightfoot, you know, Lightfoot girlfriends who got girlfriends.
Hey, man. I laugh about that shit even to this day.
You got to,
I
man.
laugh about that shit because
You got to.
see, Sean did never come to me and be like, "Light, you're not laying pipe like that." Kel told me he laughed about this
Can
shit
you
so
imagine
hard.
Sean? Can you imagine Sean approaching Light on that type of shit, bro?
But see, Sean wouldn't do that.
Right.
But Kel was like,
I really didn't know you was leaning like that. Like,
Yeah.
Kel told me, he's like, nigga, Sean was like, nigga, you're not laying pipe like that. But I was like, I don't know, Sean. I'm a roommate with the nigga.
Yeah,
He's
look,
wow.
Light was in there like it was a jungle gym or something. He was like, "Is he killing her or what? What's going on?"
Wait, y'all. The nigga Kel said, all I heard was,
hey, Bill, before we get to mine, let's get to yours. Explain to us how you ended up throwing a firearm on the roof of Booker T. Washington.
Oh, nah, you know what? That wasn't Booker T. That was
Man, it was right out front the door, right across the street.
Oh, well, yeah. You know, I had that. You know,
Crazy chick.
Yeah, that crazy chick I was dealing with, and she had a baby. You know, I think she lived. Give me a part of town like she lived in some part of town in Norfolk.
Princess Anne. It's a lot of parts. Tidewater Park. Man, a lot of.
Yeah, she lived in one of the parks. I'll just say that.
Okay.
And she had a baby named Juicy. I never forget that. And I don't know how we hooked up. I think I probably met her. I don't even know how I met her. But anyway, she came over to the crib one night. You know, we sitting there talking, and she was like, "Yeah, I got a gun." I was like, "Oh, let me see that." Man, I took that gun. I was like, "You didn't get this gun back." I threw that gun on top of the school. I was like, "Man, you got to go." Because I don't know if y'all remember, but
oh man,
I guess about a week before she had bought a car, and I was with her when she bought that car. But she lived in a cul-de-sac, and at the front of the cul-de-sac was her baby's daddy. And them dudes came knocking on the door like, "Yo, man, you need to get out of here. You need to get out of here." I'm like, "Oh my God, man. Let's say, look, just drive." I mean, probably like 10 of them cats. I was like, "Just drive." And that was my, my introduction into don't deal with no chicks with babies, and I kind of held firm to that up until this day, until I got married.
You know, it's funny because I think being young and at that time, there was always this misconception that, if you mess with a woman with a kid, then you're going to end up with a kid, or like she was more fertile, or you're going to. And I have to kind of almost apologize to a lot of the women who I might have talked to or considered dating, like, because I just didn't give them a chance, simply because it was like the minute you found out they had a kid, it was like, oh well, no, I can't date you. You got a kid. Oh no, and I think I missed out on. I mean, I'm thankful for what I have now, but I'm going to say there were a lot of really nice women who.
And Kel, let me say this. I dealt with a female who had a child, but the child wasn't the problem.
It was baby daddies.
It was the baby daddy.
Yeah.
You already know where I'm going with this.
Yeah, we know you took care of it.
So, just to tell my little story, I was dealing with a female who had a baby father. And he was one of those fathers who didn't understand, no, it's over. So, right, 15, 17, you know, we were chilling one night and up and down Virginia Beach Boulevard. He keeps driving up and down the street, up and down the street, up and down the street. So, you know, me, I didn't pay this shit any mind. You know, it don't bother me. So when she leaves, now she lived probably 10 minutes from where we were, from 15, 17. So she left, and maybe 15 minutes later, she shows back up, banging on the door, screaming, hollering. I open the door, and, you know, it's pandemonium at the moment. So I'm trying to figure out what the hell happened. So when she's able to tell me what happened, her baby father had been sitting outside watching her car. So when she left to go home, he followed her. So at some point before she got to the house, she stopped at a red light. She had to stop at a red light. So when she stopped at the red light, you know, unaware that he's following her, evidently he got out of his car and ran up to her car and started beating on the driver's side window. So, and at the time, she may have been 2 blocks from her house, but she made a U-turn and came all the way back to 15, 17. So at that point, it was, you know, all right, squad up, let's go take care of this shit. My man Kelsey in the Ford Escort.
Yep.
We load up the Escort. Kel, it was me, you, it was Ron. It was it you, Bill?
Nah.
It was 4 of us in the car.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Kelsey was driving. I'm behind Kelsey. I was sitting behind Kelsey in the back on the driver's side. So I tell Kelsey, drive the way that she goes to go home. So we drive the whole way, and I knew what the car looked like. So I didn't see the car. So when we drive by the house, we drive right by the house, and I tell Kelsey, you know, at this point, it's like we're about to make a U-turn and come back to the house because I didn't see him. But as we go up the street, I noticed on the opposite side of the street, he's sitting and he's parked in the driveway, facing the street. The street's going like this. He's facing the street, sitting in the driveway. So we go up the street and we make a U-turn. And when we come back, Kelsey pulls right in front of his car and blocks it like this. And that's when I blacked out. Now, if you see how close my hands are, that's how close Kelsey car was. So the 2 people sitting on the passenger side, neither one of them could open their door if any shit real hopped off, and I needed them to get out the car. They couldn't get out the car. So the only 2 that could get out the car was me and Kelsey. But before Kelsey put the car in park, the door was open. I was out the car, and I had Kelsey's infamous NBC stick in hand. And if you don't know what the NBC stick is, it's nigga be cool. Nigga be cool. So, like I said, man, I blacked out. I hop out the car and I run around, and you know he's parking this way, and I run up on the driver's side window, and I'm like, "Get out the car." He shake his head. I'm like, "Get the fuck out the car." He's like, "Man, you getting out the car." So I pull his stick back. He's like, "Man, stop playing." I said, "Motherfucker, do it look like I'm playing?" So all in the moment, as crazy as I am, I had one rational thought, like, if you swing this long ass stick, it's not going in that window. It's gonna hit the car. That shit may bounce back and bust you in your fucking head. It could fuck up your hands. It could do a lot of shit. So as I was swinging, I stopped and I made a U-turn and I walked down to the back of the car and I swung the stick and the fucking back windshield went, wow, glass goes everywhere. Like 4th of July out this motherfucker. I go back, I'm like, get the fuck out the car. At this point, he done put the car in reverse. He backs up and he goes around Kelsey's car, which made him go off of the sidewalk.
Off the sidewalk.
Goes off the sidewalk, takes off down the street. Now, this is what I noticed. When he takes off down the street, I'm looking for the car to just keep going. As he takes off down the street, he turns into the driveway of her house. He gets out his car, runs up, ring the doorbell, knocks on the door. Her mother comes to the door, and he told her mother what I did.
What a bitch.
Exactly. And I'm just like, yo.
And mind you, she was still at 15, 17. She was, she was waiting at the house at 15, 17.
Yep.
So she had never made it home. So her mother didn't know what the fuck he did.
Yeah.
Which started all of that shit.
Yeah, that was crazy.
But he ran to the house and told her mom what I did.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember Kel, when we rode down the street and we rode, like the house was on the driver's side, so we rode down the street. I rolled down the window, which wasn't automatic at the time. Like, these kids don't know. At one time, you had to roll down the fucking window. I rolled down the window and out the window. You like with cars? Follow us, motherfucker. Like, and Kel just took her back to the house, man.
Yeah. Classic. 15, 17 episodes. Man, it's so funny because there's so many. And it was always seemed like it was always something happening. I mean,
man, it was, man. It was.
Like,
it was.
I will not talk about on air.
And if we're going to speak on 15, 17, we got to throw some stories from that corner house, man. From the corner house, man.
Oh man.
We got to talk about OG Ron, man. Like,
Ron.
Wasn't it Ron that told they got the scrapping? Didn't they get the scratching? Who was it that whipped on the ass? Since all y'all sitting around looking at me like I'm crazy, who was it that whipped on the ass?
That was Paul.
That was Paul.
That was Paul.
My bad. My apologies to OG Ron. I didn't mean to put you in no shit, bro. How did that shit come about? Anybody know the story behind that shit?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
So Paul's dad had some paintings that Paul had, and it was Miss Goss's house. And then Paul moved out. Paul was kind of like a nomad. He was all over.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He was at 15, 17. Then he moved down to Miss Goss's house, and then he moved out to the beach. And we made our move. Tony moved down to Miss Goss's house, and this one day, Tony had a friend named Rob. Y'all remember Rob? Everyday People Rob. Well, Rob had like those
everyday people.
those paintings, and so Paul was like, "Yo, where are my paintings?" Tony said, "Man, I sold them to Rob. Rob sold them to somebody else." So Paul was like, "Yo, you gonna give me that money, or you gonna get my paintings?" And Tony was like, "Well," and I really think Rob would have actually gotten either the money or the paintings back. But Tony kind of stood up for Rob and was like, "Nah, those is his paintings." Paul was like,
Tony got his sticking up for another nigga.
Yeah.
I never knew the voices.
I never knew
the voices.
Motherfucker, you gonna give me my shit back? And they started talking,
I was there, Bill.
Talking trash.
I was there that night.
Right. Am I telling the truth?
Nothing. You speak nothing but the truth.
Tone started sticking his chest out and shit. I don't know how the fight happened.
Tone made them. I wasn't there, but from what I said, Tone made them trying to take off his shirt while ready to fight, and Paul was like, "Oh, nigga," and so Tone was caught up in his clothing.
Oh no! And that I went there like.
Yeah,
hey,
like
Paul, the hardest light skinned nigga I know.
You said Paul, the hardest light skinned nigga you know.
Yeah. I was like, I ain't gonna wait. It's like I ain't gonna give you a
Tom took off his shirt like he was
exactly right, Kelsey. That's exactly right. That's Paul's mentality. I'm not gonna wait. You gonna take off your shirt here, nigga?
Yeah. Oh,
so Paul fired off on him.
Yeah.
Hey man, the shit. I love Tony. I talk to him every other day, but.
We ain't got nothing but love for Tom, man. Shit, this was 30 fucking years ago, man.
The shit was
it was so funny. I was so mad at Paul. I remember going to go try to find Paul that night. Not to fight him, but like, nigga, what are you doing? That's we all boys, and just I was so mad. I'm like, what the hell? Because that's when Paul was hanging around with them DC niggas too. So it was like next thing I know, Paul wearing his socks all high, and I'm like, yo, what are you doing? And so I felt like them DC dudes, cats, had kind of egged them on, but not knowing, just really in the moment, I think it just got caught out of hand. And
wasn't somebody when that shit happened?
What?
Wasn't he with somebody? He wasn't by himself, was he?
Nah, he wasn't by himself. He was with a couple
Yeah,
of them.
yeah.
And I
Yeah,
think
I
that's
was there.
because
Me and Bill was right
you
there.
got an audience, and then Tony escalated because Tony ain't gonna punk. He ain't gonna get punked, but Tony just made the mistake of just trying to. I think he should have just like they could have just talked mess or whatever and left it. But the point he talking about, I'm taking off my shirt. Oh, you okay? You ready, huh? Ding ding.
Yeah.
Protect yourself at all.
I never forget that shit.
Yeah,
Me and Bill looking at each other like, God damn, we homies. Y'all gonna fight?
Yeah.
And motherfucking fisticuffs start throwing. And
it wasn't many punches though. I mean, Paul
it wasn't
that
many.
nigga real good.
Yeah, Paul, the hardest light skinned nigga I know.
Yeah, he ain't changed either. He's still the same.
Hardest light skin working nigga I know too. The most dog having light skin nigga I know too.
Paul used to call me MC Brains.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I was like, who the fuck is MC Brains, nigga?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, yo, man, we got to do a part 2 behind this.
Yeah. It's getting late. I still got I got some greens up on the stove. I got to make some cornbread and some something else to go with them. I don't know. Right.
Bill, you off tomorrow for Columbus Day?
Nah.
Oh, tomorrow.
Y'all schools is open tomorrow?
Oh wow.
Bro, it's a federal holiday. The fucking banks is open. Y'all school. I mean, the banks is closed tomorrow. Y'all schools is open.
Man, I'm on the Eastern Shore of Maryland, dog.
What the hell?
Yeah, I won't have no DC clients calling me because it'll be they're gonna be off.
Yeah.
Good.
We ain't celebrating that man's holiday. He ain't shit no way, but a murderer.
That's a fact. But
True.
And the day a nigga can get not to go to work, they gonna take
out
it.
of it in Texas.
What'd you say?
They celebrating the fuck out of it in Texas. My nieces and nephews downstairs.
Oh, okay.
So that's what all the noise we've been hearing all night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I meant to mute my microphone, but
no, man, that's good. That's real shit. That's family, bro. That's real shit, bro. We got lives. We not in no fucking locked up in the room by ourselves talking about this shit. This shit is real, bro. That's why we doing what we doing, man. And fuck all that. I done had a lot of people tell me about the background, bro. This how we gonna do this shit. This ain't no show. Just like everything been for the last 30 years. This shit is real.
Yo, man, I just want to put out there, man. I want to make it public, man. I haven't talked to Light about this, but I have talked to Kel. B, man, we want to give you props, man. My prayer is that this thing blows up to the point where, it's as big as any podcast ever, man. We real proud of you, dog. Really.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. But like I said, man, this is a teaser. The real show started on the 22nd, man. So anybody that might watch this shit later, tune in on October 22nd. And trust me, tonight was laid back. Tonight was real laid back. Come the 22nd, this shit gonna turn up a lot, bro. I'm trying to tell you. It's gonna be a whole different energy in the room that night. Shit is gonna be different, believe me.
I personally think you got something genuine. I don't think nobody out there is doing it, and I think you can run with this shit, and I think you can inspire people to want to go to HBCUs. I think it's awesome. I'm glad to be a part of it. I got my brothers.
No doubt, bro.
And this your platform, and I don't mind. I'm happy to put you on my shoulders to get you to the next level.
Word.
Believe me, bro. Whatever level I go to, y'all niggas going with me, bro. I ain't doing this shit by myself. That won't never part of it.
The one thing I can say about us is that I've always, and I touched on that a little bit, is just y'all brothers have made intelligence look, you know what I'm saying? Y'all have made intelligence look cool, because really not kind of digressing, but coming from the city, man, I ain't see this. Like, I didn't see intelligent young black brothers, in the city in the 90s, in the 80s, you had to hustle, you had to be the best ball player. I was pretty good, but I wasn't the best.
You know what I used to tell myself, bro, and I never said this shit out loud, but at some point back in the day, you remember when Charles Barkley had the role model commercial, and he was like, I'm not a role model. Mm-hmm. I used to say the opposite. I used to say, motherfucker, I am a role model. I'm a black motherfucker. I graduated high school. I ain't never been locked the fuck up. I take care of my fucking kids and I do what I'm supposed to do. So motherfucker, I am a fucking role model. You did?
Word.
Yeah.
I ain't looking for nobody else to do that for me and mine. I'm that motherfucker.
Real.
And I look at all of y'all the same way, bro. All y'all the same. All y'all niggas stand 10 toes down. And you do what men fucking do, man. You take care of your family and you do that shit the right way.
Yeah. I hope you touch on that on one of your shows, because that definitely needs to go viral. You know, the black man.
We'll talk about single fathers. We'll talk about we got some shit lined up, man.
Yeah,
But like
yeah.
I say though, man, October 22nd, real show go down, man. Hope y'all brothers come back. Tell a friend and tell a friend, man. Smoking Joe TV,
All right.
man. October 22nd, man. I love y'all.
All right, brother.
One more
Love
toast
y'all,
to
man.
the super friends, man. Officially the super friends, bro.
There it is.
I love you niggas,
Love
man.
y'all too, man.
Love you too, bro.
Peace.
Okay, then y'all.
And with
Peace.
that being said, we out of this bitch.
We out. Holla.
Right. Peace, bro.
Peace.